Hi, and welcome back to the Odd Gaming Podcast. That podcast where two best friends talk about gaming, retro nostalgia, and every single rail that we jump off of. My name is Stuart, and as always, I'm joined by the notorious Eduardo.
Hello, hello, hello. Happy it's Monday. Yes. I don't know what
Yes,
days are
yes.
anymore. Yes, happy Monday.
It's Monday when we're recording. Absolutely.
Yes.
Something like that. That's what
Something
the
like that.
calendar tells me.
Yeah, that's what the calendar says. Normally Sundays, but had to watch a little football yesterday cuz we're getting
Oh,
close to the bowl of the supers. So, got to
absolutely. Had to finish it up and see if the script was true or not, which ended up not being true. So,
Yeah, it ended up not being true. I was wondering about the script. I was like, "We'll find out." I was like, "Well, whoever wrote the script, they screwed up." So,
Oh, I mean, hey, they screwed up or it was just a really good ploy.
yeah.
That was the fake script, and this is the
Oh
real
yeah.
script.
Yes. So,
Yeah, it's red on red versus the purple red theory that everyone had,
yes.
so,
Yes. So we'll
conspiracies.
yeah,
But
conspiracy.
that's a different channel, but
That's a different channel. But yeah. Yep.
man, so how's it going? Any fun stuff this week? Any things that you've been doing, playing, seeing? Nothing?
Um, nothing really new from last week. Still just slowly making my way through God of War. I'm about 11, 12 hours in right now.
Okay.
It's a lot of fun. The game's really starting to open up as far as the
Yeah.
things to do and just the world literally opening up. So it's been really cool. It's such a gorgeous game.
Mhm.
Excited to continue playing and see where the game takes me. But other than that, nothing. No new games. Just God of War. Just a little bit further now. What about
Nice.
you?
Same thing, still getting through God of War. It's been a little bit of a non-gaming week as much as I'd like, but and still playing God of War. I've probably put about 30 or so hours into it at this point. So story-wise, I'm definitely on I think the last quarter of the game. I think I've got a couple more missions to go, but right now I'm just kind of going through doing some side quests, finding some of the collectibles, leveling up some stuff like that. So
Hmm.
uh, definitely, even before the podcast, I was playing a little bit for about 30, 40 minutes just to collect a couple things, finish a couple side quests up, and just going from there. But yeah, I know we talked about it last time, but the side quests are incredible. But they're the further you get into the game,
Hmm.
there's definitely some different like abilities, powers, as well as some armor that you get that really helps out. So I'm trying to
Yeah.
get a lot of that before I get into the last few because I imagine there's going to be some big boss fights and some
Oh
pretty
yeah.
hard challenges. So I'm trying to level up and get as much equipment as I can before I get to that point.
Hmm.
And just trying to complete as much of the game as possible, as much as is fun to me until it becomes monotonous. But
Yeah. Yeah.
that's
No.
about it. Just still going through that, but I mean, still 30 hours in, it's still a phenomenal game. So
Oh yeah. I do love how you actually get more involved with Atreus in this game than in the first game. So that's also really cool, and just all the
yes.
different things that you can do with him.
Hmm.
So that's been really fun in this game, especially now where I'm at. You're starting to get to um just do more stuff with Atreus, and he's
Yes. Because you're
yes,
in Jotunheim, right?
yeah. I'm in Jotunheim now,
Okay.
and it's
Yeah, that's
really
where
cool.
his character really opens up,
Yeah,
from a story perspective, but also like the combat and gameplay perspective.
and I really enjoyed playing as him. He's really fun to play.
He's
He's
fun
fast. He's fun. He's fast, and his attacks actually
or
do some
decent.
damage. Yeah, like
Yeah.
my favorite attack is the attack where you just hold down R1 and you basically just beat the crap out of enemies.
Oh, it's
Like,
great.
you beat them with a bow just, like, 20 times, and then you just can finish them. It's so much fun.
It
It's
is.
but
Yeah, his are really fun. I really like it's a simple one, but I like his dodge mechanic
oh, yeah, his
where he
dodge
kind of
mechanic
like
is
shoots out of the way and does like a little spin.
mhm,
It's actually really great if you're trying to do really fast, rapid combat,
yeah.
and then dodge out of the way really fast. It works
Oh,
extremely
yeah,
well. I
yeah.
think it's definitely easier to dodge and get out of the way, as Atreus than it is as, Kratos.
Oh, yeah, 100%, yeah, I love the dodge mechanic, and then also I'll just, like I'll do the dodge, and then I'll just shoot the bow really quick if you
Mhm.
time it yeah, so it's really cool, really fun. It's hard getting back into Kratos after playing Atreus in the sense that they're both very different, their play
Yeah.
styles. So it takes me like a few minutes to get back into Kratos after being Atreus for so long.
Yeah.
But it's It's okay. It's still a lot of fun being able to do both characters, unlike the first one where Atreus is more just like a little side character. You don't really get to use him or anything. He's just kind of there. But this one, you actually get to play him and get to know more about his story and everything. Super cool.
Absolutely, yeah. I think they did a phenomenal job with him this time, and they really showed like how much he has grown up.
Yep.
Um, and they made him just fun to play because there's
Yeah.
times where you do play as a secondary or side character where
Mhm.
you're just like, ugh, like let's keep going, let's get back to the main character. But no, I've enjoyed the times that you do get to play as Atreus. It's a lot of fun. It's great combat. They definitely put a lot of time and energy into his mechanics,
Oh
so
yeah.
it definitely pays off. There's not really a point of the game besides like just monotonous collecting, which I'm never a fan of, but sometimes you do it to do it.
Yep.
Um, that the game just feels, lazy or boring or just it kind of goes with the flow. I mean, all of it seems very well thought out. Credible storyline, great like banter and stuff as you roam through these worlds. So, I mean, they've put so much detail and energy into this
Oh
game.
yeah. I'll definitely catch myself just sometimes whenever I meet a character, I'll look them up on Google just to see like what they did or what that character was
Hmm.
in that mythology for
Oh
the
yeah,
Norse
yeah.
mythology. I'll look up the gods or whatever when it shows them because I'm not as familiar with this
No,
mythology and these gods. So it's cool to kind of look them up and see the kind of like the differences between these gods and then the Roman Greek mythology and kind of some of the similarities. So it's been cool like learning all these different characters from this world and from this mythology.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think going to Norse mythology versus like the
Mhm.
Greek mythology from the original was an amazing move.
Oh yeah.
I think it really helped kind of recreate the God of War series versus doing Greece, where you're kind
Mhm.
of seeing like this other side or this other chapter of them.
Mhm.
But just, I mean, there's iconic characters, obviously, like Thor and Odin, that we
Mhm.
know most people know or can relate to it from like the Marvel movies. Um, but there's so many other characters and so many other things. I'm trying to remember the video. I watched one a while back where it was actual like Nordic experts on like the gods and the mythology and everything, and they were going through the game and seeing a bunch of these different characters and everything, and they were like, it's pretty accurate for how like descriptions of these characters are, kind of their backstories and their mythology. They were saying it's very accurate, and even the interpretations they took were very close to what is said in the Norse mythology. So it was a really cool video. I'll find it in just a second so
Yeah.
I can say what it was, but it was a really cool watch just to see like wow they've done their research on this and they've done their research on like the mythology of everything and did a really good job with it.
Oh yeah, no, I agree. Like props to them. Yeah, no, it's
Hmm.
you can see it and it's awesome. So yeah, no, it's really cool. Like I said, if you love mythology, like history and things, this game has some of that in it. So it's which and it adds a lot to the game. So yeah, God of War,
Absolutely.
go all to say God of War,
God of War Ragnarok.
go play it.
Okay, so it was GameSpot and it was Viking and Norse mythology experts react to God of War.
Okay.
So I think it's from the first one, but yeah, that one came out about a year ago or so. It was a really great video because they go into like the weapons, the attire, the mythology, kind of break down everything and give a lot of historical facts to it too. If you're interested in the game, but also interested in that mythology, it's definitely a really cool video to check out. It's like a 15-minute video, so it's a
Very,
super easy watch.
I'm sure very different than Marvel, Thor, and Odin, and
Yeah, yeah, they definitely comicked them up a little bit.
yeah. Which nothing wrong with that. I
No.
do love Marvel, Thor, and all of them. Still awesome, but I do like this version also.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I love how they did Thor
Hmm.
and God of War Ragnarok. I mean, they
Oh
did
yeah.
a really cool job with him.
Oh
I like
yeah.
his design, I like his attitude. Yeah, they did a great job.
Oh yeah. I would pee my pants if I saw that Thor in real life. Like that'd be terrifying.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Like
extremely like larger than life, just as like very different than what you see as like the Thor in the movies for Marvel.
Yeah,
But
Marvel Thor is, "Hey, yeah, I'll go have a beer with that guy and hang out."
yeah,
This Thor is like, "I don't wanna piss him off because he
yeah,
might
exactly.
definitely kill me." So
Yep. Yeah, it's a very different look.
so, yeah, very different, so super cool. I've it's been really cool seeing, like, this more of the traditional,
Yes.
um, look to the characters.
With their interpretation for
Yeah,
sure,
with their
but
interpretation, yeah.
I really like the art style and everything. But
Mhm.
man, we talked about God of War Ragnarok a lot last time too, so we won't go too much crazy into it.
Yeah,
Just know that
yeah,
it's a phenomenal game, and we're definitely enjoying it. And hopefully next week we've getting further or hopefully beaten it and gone on to something
yep,
else. So we'll
yep.
see what happens. But
We'll see. Only time will tell.
anything else you're playing right now or
I was playing Animal Crossing, but I think I've kinda stopped for now.
okay? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so, I'm pretty sure characters have left my island. I'm sure weeds have grown. Tom Nook is probably angry because I haven't been making him any money.
He's
Um
at your front door with his hand out. He's just like,
Oh, yeah,
I need
yeah.
some money.
Yeah, Tom Nook, man, that dude's greedy. He's not a nice
No,
person,
he's
and
crazy.
he
You do
does
all this nice
absolutely
stuff for him?
nothing. Yeah,
Yeah. You do
he
all
does
this nice stuff for him, and guess what he wants? More money, more
yeah, he's
work.
like, "Oh, thanks for doing this for me. By the way, Um, I'm gonna need a lot more money from you because I need you to do this, and it's all gonna come out of your pocket. I'm not paying for anything.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So boo Tom Nook.
Pooh Tom Nook. I agree.
Yes. That game is a scam.
It is.
It is.
It is. But hey, people have put hundreds and hundreds of hours into that game, so
Yeah.
there's a
Some
lot
of
of
the
people who do like
yeah,
it.
yeah. The worlds that people create, I have no idea how they come up with those. I'm just not that imaginative. And also it's just you have to put hundreds of hours to be able to do lots of really cool stuff. And I've
Oh
only
yeah.
maybe I don't know. I'd say no more than 20 hours maybe into the
Okay.
game,
Okay. That's
something.
decent.
Yeah, but yeah, still I've done really not much. I think I've got like 6 houses. Um, I've upgraded my house maybe 2 times. I now have another room besides just the living room. So you
Yeah.
start with the small living room, then you have to go in debt to get the bigger living room, and then you go in debt again to get like an extra room actually attached. So that's where I'm at. So still got a lot of stuff to do, but I'll get back to that game eventually. But
Yeah,
yeah.
whenever you get a chance.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see.
Okay. What's on your docket after God of War?
God of War. Oh, I was literally thinking about this yesterday, the other day. So God of War. Um, I've actually really been thinking about the doing the Horizon Dawn games, Dawn Horizon.
Mm.
Yeah, everything.
Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah, I've been thinking about doing those. So that might be actually one of
I
my
really
next.
enjoyed the first game. I haven't played the second yet, um, but they're phenomenal games. Just they're time suckers because they're massive open world games. So
Mhm.
it's definitely a big game to undertake.
Oh yeah, looks gorgeous. I know my wife's beaten the first one. I think she's beaten the
Yes,
second one.
I know for sure the first one.
Maybe. Yeah, I know for sure the first one. If not, she's almost beating the second one, maybe. I don't know. She's on the second one. So, and it's been cool to watch. I haven't watched a lot because I just kind of want to experience it on my own for the first time. But
Sure.
from what I have seen, it's amazing, and also just the second one with just the controller on the PlayStation and just the mechanics and the things that the controller does when you're playing looks super cool. So I'm excited to get on that one. But yeah, I know it'll take me some
Absolutely.
time because I know those are massive games, both of them.
Very.
But great games.
They're great. Yeah, definitely take a chunk of time for those, but they're really, really good games.
Yeah, what about you? I know you're doing God of War. What's on your
You
bucket or your list of games?
So once I beat God of War, trying to think exactly what I want to go to because I got about three or four. I've got a few that I've started. I need to either pick back up or finish. I talked about last time on the podcast. Sekiro is one of them. Wulong Fallen Dynasty is another. So I'll see when I want to pick those back up. I did start Alan Wake during
Mhm,
like the November time frame, Alan Wake 2, and couldn't really get into it. So I might wait until I've got a little bit of time where I can just sit down and try to absorb the game and see if it's for me or not. So
mhm.
that's another one. Um, I'm almost done with Assassin's Creed Mirage. I just need to beat that one. That one's actually pretty fun. Um, true to goes back to the true form of Assassin's Creed. Just it's nothing great, but it's a fun Assassin's Creed game. So
Mm.
definitely worth playing and beating. But I'm kind of getting the itch for this game that kind of took the internet by storm, which is Pal World.
Oh yeah, Knock
I'm really getting an itch to try to
knock
play
off
that one.
knock off Pokemon with guns.
Heck yeah. Like it's everything. Like I don't know why Nintendo didn't figure this out earlier, but it's everything that
Hard.
people have wanted in a Pokemon game. Like it's
Mhm,
open world. You can do whatever. Now it takes inspiration from a lot of other games. I know like Ark Survival is a big one because there's
mhm,
a lot of like base building and resource development and acquisition and stuff like that. Um, I know it takes a little bit from like the building mechanic of Fortnite.
mhm,
What else? Oh, the when you discover the new zone, the sound, the jingle sound when you discover a new
mhm.
area is almost an exact ripoff of Breath of the Wild.
That is awesome. So they literally just basically ripped off a bunch of games and tweaked it in ways where they could possibly, hopefully, not get sued.
Oh yeah, no, they were very careful with it. And there's interviews with the developer or the guy who, like the main guy at the developer, and he's just like, I'm just hitting every trend possible, and whatever's hot, whatever trend's going, I'm gonna make a game for that and have it sell. I mean, it's an early access and it's sold
Yeah,
8 million Steam copies.
that is crazy. Like
It is
that's a hit game,
insane.
and if it's not even like that is
And it's early access
yeah,
for
early
30
access.
bucks.
So it's not even the full thing, like the full game
No,
yet. That is
no,
crazy.
I
So
mean, it's still a decent amount, but it's just
yeah,
crazy
but if
how
you've
much
done
has been
that,
sold.
yeah, if you've sold that, then you're doing something right.
Absolutely. So people
That
are
is
hoping
crazy.
because they've made, 100 million plus bucks
Yeah,
at this point,
yeah.
if not
What was
more.
it? I forgot. It was last night, the other night. I think it was last night. I saw an IGN thing where they were comparing and like shit doing a side by side of Pokemon versus this game, kind of see
Mhm.
how similar they were. And yeah, that's some of those Pokemon or some of those characters are pretty close to what the Pokemon look like. Like, but you can see
Yeah,
the change. You can see the changes. Like it's enough to make it different, but you can definitely tell what Pokemon it was supposed to be if it was an actual Pokemon. Um, but I don't care. I think it's hilarious. So props
oh,
to them.
no, I mean,
I will
good
definitely
for
at
them.
some point get the game and try it.
Yep, so that one might be on my list sooner rather than later.
Mhm.
I don't know if I wanna wait for some more stuff to come out or not, with it since it's early access, but, I mean, I've seen a bunch of people play. There's some bugs here and there and some things,
Oh,
but, people are IGN gave it, like, an 8. People are giving
yeah.
it 8s and 9s kinda across the board, even for early access, so, hopefully it can only go up from there, adding more stuff to the game.
Oh yeah, but early access, it's I think people are going to expect glitches, things like that for an early access game,
Which is fine.
which is fine. So I think I'm looking forward to seeing what the full game will be. But yeah, it's
Yep. It
super
looks
smart.
cool.
Yeah, looks cool, looks fun. There's Pokemon characters, guns. Like
Yeah.
sounds like a great time.
That's what I'm saying. So that might be on my list sooner.
Yeah,
I don't know when I'm gonna play that, but we'll see.
yeah.
If I get too much in it itch for it, it might happen this weekend, but
Yeah, I
don't know.
know. I know. I forgot another game that I want to play that just popped that I was talking about earlier or last week, earlier this week,
Mhm.
whatever, with you was the new Prince of Persia game. I forgot. I do want to play that.
Yes.
That is also on my list because the reviews look amazing, and I've always loved the Prince of Persia games. The first one, obviously, for me was Sands of Times. I've never actually played the original Prince of Persia,
Mhm.
but I know this one kind of takes um, you kind of get some of the old classic Prince of Persia with the side scroller, and then also you got the newer Prince of Persia stuff. So it's kind of a mix of new Prince of Persia and classic Prince of Persia.
Sure.
So I'm excited. Looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, like a 2D side scroller type game, Metrovania type game. So I'm looking forward to playing it. Yeah, but I forgot that is on my list to play.
Yeah, that one looks really, really good. I mean, the reviews for that one are incredible. The
Mm-hmm.
gameplay looks so smooth, like, it looks great, and from coming from Ubisoft making it too, like, good for them. Like,
Oh
they
yeah,
make great games, don't get me wrong, but they're not always, like, the most top tier games.
yeah.
They feel a little cookie cutter.
Hmm.
And from what I've seen, like this game definitely looks original, has its own identity. It looks really, really good.
Yeah. Well, I'd hope they would do good because I feel like Prince of Persia, I think, really helped put them on the map back in the day, and that's I think one of their
Absolutely.
first big games that I was like, oh, Ubisoft,
Oh yeah.
that's cool. They make cool games, so I feel that's one of the. I feel it's almost kind of like their baby too, in a sense.
Yeah,
Like,
they just haven't released any in a
yeah,
while. I mean, I think was the last one that 2008 remake they did?
yeah, was it?
So I think
I
it was
can't
just Prince of
remember.
Persia.
Yeah,
I believe so because you had what was the ones on like GameCube, PS2 era? Because you had Sands of Time.
yeah. It Sands of Time. That was the first one. Then Warrior Within
Yep,
was the second one, and
that
that
was
one
the
was
mature rated one,
that was
wasn't it?
mature rated one, and it was awesome. And then the third one was Prince of Persia. Oh, what was it? I can't remember that one as well. Prince of Persia.
The Two
Something.
Thrones.
Yeah, the Two Thrones. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you had Prince of Persia in '08, and then Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands in
Mhm.
2010,
Yeah, the forgot. Yep. And
and
that
then
one,
that was the last one.
I think I played a little bit of that one, but not a lot.
Okay.
And I don't remember if how good it was, but
Yeah.
I think it was okay. I don't think it was like the most amazing thing. I don't think it was like terrible from what I remember as far as people reviews and stuff. It's just I think an okay game. So
Sure. Yeah, I don't think it. I don't remember it being crazy. Yeah, Metacritic's like in the 70s
yeah, so
for it. Yeah, it was 70s, kind of sevens and eights, a couple sixes here and there. So yeah, it did well. It wasn't
yep,
too bad, but I don't think I've actually ever played a Prince of Persia game.
they're great games. A
Which
lot of
I've
fun.
heard.
Yeah, great games if you like Assassin's Creed, running up walls, doing the whole parkour thing.
Oh yeah.
The whole puzzle element is really cool, and some of those puzzles are actually really hard, and it can take you a while to figure it out. So if you like that kind of stuff and just actiony games, and it's a great it's a fun game. Like I
Yeah.
love.
I need to check those out. It's been on my list for a long time. Just too many other games, but
Oh yeah, I get it.
definitely what I want to play at some point. I've watched you play them quite a few times, especially Sands of
Mhm.
Time. Because it seems like whenever you want to play a GameCube game, that's always the game you grab, and you just play the
Yeah, that's
first
the
like
game
2
I
levels.
grab. Yeah. Yep,
So they look fun. They look a
they
lot of fun.
they do. Hopefully, eventually they'll come out with that remake that they've been talking
Oh
about.
yeah, the remake that was what announced 3-4 years ago.
Yeah, and now it's like
Yeah.
I don't know if it's actually gonna happen, but we'll see.
Who knows?
I would definitely buy it. I hope they do.
Oh, I hope they do too.
'Cause I
I
know
mean,
we've
that'd
talked
be
about it
fantastic.
multiple times. Yeah, all we want is new Prince of Persia
Yep.
and Splinter Cell. That's what we
Hey,
want. Because
hey,
Splinter,
Splinter Cell's in the works.
it is in the
So
works. Yeah.
let's
If you guys have
see.
never played Splinter Cell, you guys need to play some Splinter Cell. If you like spy type games and like stealth, it is awesome. Especially for back in the day, like even the first game, like it was, I feel almost ahead of its time, just like with the stuff you can do and just the mechanics in that game. It was amazing.
Yeah, so they're still making it, but there's no updates.
Okay,
So it's still in the works, apparently.
that's fine. As long as they're working on it, they're taking their time. They're going to come out with
Yep.
a really good product. I'm okay with them not saying anything. Keep it hush hush. I don't care
Yeah.
as
Just
long as you
make it good.
yeah, just make it good because the first one is iconic. It all the Splinter Cell games are amazing. I know we both love those games. It's just fun games. I sucked at being like super stealthy. Eventually, it just turned into me shooting everyone. But I tried. I tried to be as stealthy for as long as I could.
Yeah, it's especially in the first couple games, they definitely relied more on the stealth,
Hmm.
which I do love. I love the original one. I mean, Chaos Theory is phenomenal.
Oh yeah.
But and a lot of people were decisive about like the later ones. But I really liked Conviction. I liked Blacklist. Conviction was probably my favorite of the later ones. Because that one went more third person, like actiony,
Yeah.
which is great. Double Agent was great. Like I enjoyed every single one of the Splinter Cell games.
Oh yeah.
I thought they were all phenomenal games. They kind of evolved as they went through. So it really developed like the stealth genre of the time because that first one came out in 2002,
Mm.
and it was the first one where like you could really kind of be more stealthy, even more than like the Metal Gear games. And the Metal Gear games even took a lot from Splinter Cell, but like the
Yeah.
lighting mechanics in that game, where like the light would actually show you more to enemies, and just how the light actually like looked and reflected in the world for a 2002 game
Oh yeah.
was kind of revolutionary. Like they did a I mean, people still steal stuff from that Splinter Cell game and
Mhm.
still steal a lot of the mechanics and ideas and thoughts behind it today in
Oh
other stealth games. So, I mean, it really revolutionized the genre.
yeah. Mhm. Oh yeah. It's such was it I think was it Blacklist that came out also for the Wii U? Because I know I think it was Blacklist that I got for the I know I got Splinter Cell for the
Um,
Wii U. I think
It
it
had to be because it
I
came out
think
in
it was Blacklist,
2013.
yeah, because that was when Wii U was out and everything, and I remember I got it for the Wii U because I was like, "Oh,
Yep.
snap, I'm gonna get for the Wii
Yeah,
U."
because the Wii U came out in 2012. This came out
Yeah,
in August of
yeah,
13, and
then
it
I
did
think
come
that
out on
one
Wii
also
U.
had yeah, because that one had the co-op feature and everything on it too, where you could
Yep.
play with Yep.
I liked Blacklist. Blacklist was
Yeah,
fun, but
it was,
I
yeah,
mean, I
no
liked them all. It's just it sucks that I mean, this was 2013. We haven't had a Splinter Cell in 11 years.
Yep. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that's been that long, but who knows? Maybe we'll get a new Splinter Cell game one day, and maybe we'll get at some point we'll get that remake. But hey, I'm in no rush. As long as you said, I just want a good product. So if they want to take their time on it, I'm
Yep.
completely okay with
That's
that.
where I'm at. Take
And
your
if
time, make a great game.
and if they want to make a Splinter Cell movie with George Clooney, I'm okay with that too because I thought he looked a lot like Sam Fisher. So or
Yeah, yeah.
he
I
did
mean,
back
you
in
go
the
more
day.
older.
Yeah,
I
older
don't think
Sam
you can pull
Fisher. I
off.
don't know. I guess he couldn't be young Sam Fisher anymore, but back in the
That'd be
day,
hard.
he would have been perfect. But he can
You
still
would have
be
been.
older. Older.
Yeah, he's got it.
I think it could still work. You can just
Yeah,
put a little black in the hair, dye it up a little, and I think you can get.
yeah,
There you go.
exactly. I mean, he doesn't look that old,
Yeah.
but
George
yeah, I
George
mean,
Clooney. He's a
I,
classy looking dude.
he is a classy looking dude. I think he'd be good, but yeah, the yeah, he wouldn't be as good for like the younger.
Yeah.
I'm looking here, and it's just yeah, they made him very young looking.
Yeah. But it's
Who
okay.
knows?
Who knows? We'll see.
A lot of
See what
interpretation
happens.
out there.
Oh
If
yeah.
they ever make it, I mean, I wish they would make a movie, but
Mhm.
I don't know. I think the Splinter Cell series kind of lost its luster. Hopefully, the game coming back kind of boots it back up.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure I could go and ask people, "Hey, do you know what Splinter Cell is?" And I'll probably get a bunch of "What's that?"
Yeah, unless you're like us.
Yeah, unless you're us. But yeah, a bunch of people be like, "What's a splinter cell? Is that like a splinter in your cell? Is that a cell splinter?" Like,
Yep, that's
and they're
it.
like, yeah, and like, yes, definitely, that's
Yes.
exactly what it is. It's a splinter in your cell.
Yep, that's it.
Yeah. So that
Yeah, I
just
wish they would make more of those. Those were some of my favorite games. Like I would day one pretty much all of them.
mm-hmm.
From Chaos Theory on forward, I day one every single Splinter Cell, played it to completion. I absolutely love those games. They're just a
Mm-hmm.
lot of fun. Like even just not the stealthy portions, but I think later on they did go a little bit more third person actiony with the stealth. And for me, I really like that style of game. So
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the progression and the evolution of the games later on too.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, what are like the more popular ones? Rain was it? Uh, I think of like the more popular Tom Clancy games now. It,
Rainbow Six
yeah,
because you have
Rainbow Six. Oh
Rainbow
yeah,
Six
Rainbow
Siege.
Six. Yeah. Oh yeah, those. Yeah, those are like the popular ones that everyone kind of when you think of Tom Clancy, not Tom. Yeah, Tom Clancy games. These
Yeah,
yeah,
Tom Clancy games.
kind of what you think about is more of I guess yeah, Rainbow Six. Those are fun games. I never like played much of them, but I know they're fun games. But I just never
They
really
are.
got into those.
I really liked them before they did the whole online competitive modes.
Hmm.
Same thing with Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
That's another one that was great, and those have gone more online-y. I think the last Ghost Recon was more online live service style.
Mhm.
But for me, Rainbow Six, the pinnacle of the series, at least in my opinion, was the Vegas series.
Yeah.
Rainbow Six Vegas 1 and
Yeah.
2
Rainbow
were
Six Vegas.
phenomenal games. They were great, great, great PS3 era games. I really like those. I did like a lot of the Ghost Recon games, but they weren't my favorite. I lean more towards like the Splinter Cell, games and the Ghost Recon games,
Yeah.
or not Ghost Recon, the Rainbow Six.
Yeah, Rainbow Six, yeah.
Yeah, I like those better, especially Rainbow Six Vegas. I loved both of those games.
Yeah, I've played some of Rainbow Six Vegas, not a lot, but I've played a little of it, but not enough to be like, this was. I know it's a great game. I've heard amazing things about that game, but I haven't personally played it, so I can't speak much on that game. Just besides, I know it's a really good game just from what I've heard. I know I've heard you talk about it before, but yeah, so I know it is a great game. Maybe one day I'll just try it. I'll, you know, get it,
Yeah, why
play
not?
it.
I don't think they're crazy long games either,
Yeah.
so it shouldn't be something that would take too long to
Hmm.
get into.
So
Let's see. Rainbow Six Vegas. How long to beat? Let's see. About 8.5 hours
okay, yeah, that's not bad at all. That's
for
super
the main
short.
story. Yeah, and about 8 hours for the second one. So
Okay, so
yeah, they're not too bad if you just want to get through the storyline.
yep, no, that's not bad at all.
No.
I could easily do that, no problem.
Yep. Yeah, they're fun too. They're really fun.
I was turning to see what looks like I got some Wreck It Ralph, which is great in the background since we are talking about video games. I just happened to
Oh,
turn my
nice,
head and
nice.
I could see Wreck It Ralph, the newest one on the television. Good movie.
They were. They were good movies.
Which I think I don't remember how old the Wreck It Ralph movie is, but it's been a while now. I think since the newest one came out. But I'm not gonna
Yes.
think about that because that's just gonna make me feel old.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, I already felt old today whenever I shared that my our not my our video that popped up in our memory.
Oh
Was it
yeah.
13, 14 years ago of all of us in
14
college?
years.
Yeah, we were all had a snow day, so we all went out, played in the snow. I decided it would be fun to do front flips in the snow and yell "get some" because that's just what I did back in the day. When I
Heck
get
yeah.
excited, I'm just like, I gotta yell "get some," and I would yell "get some" and do front flips, and it's literally me doing front flips and everyone laughing at me because I was being an idiot. But I thought it was cool.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah,
I mean, you did it. We filmed you, so I mean.
yeah, we filmed me. Could have. That was the beginning of my parkour.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that
Yeah.
was the end of your
And that
parkour.
was the end
Yeah.
of my parkour. Now, if I did a front flip, I would parkour myself to the hospital because I would
Yeah.
not be able to get up.
Sounds about right.
That's crazy. I was in like 19 years old, I think, and now I'm not
Yeah.
33. I don't know if that, yeah, something like that. Yeah, we're old. But
Yeah,
anyways,
yeah. Just old. Just old.
yeah, sad day. But
It
anyways, I was
happens.
talking about video games and just like things. But what are some of like trends that you're seeing in video games that you're kind of not not your favorite trends right now in video games that you're starting to see, or favorite trend like that you're starting to see
Sure.
in the video game world?
So I mean, there's been a great evolution in games. I mean, we've talked about it before. It's just like one that I love is the production value and the quality of the games now. I mean, they're putting so much detail into the story, the graphics, the acting, the gameplay. I mean, it's like a full, like a God of War game. Like it's a full
Mhm.
motion picture at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They have mocap going on. They have phenomenal voice actors. They have like research on the background and lore that they're trying to do. So the production value and the quality of games and the immersiveness of games is just unparalleled. I mean, it's incredible, and I can't wait to see what it is 10 years down the road.
Hmm.
Now, on the games that don't play as much, but kind of the adverse side of things, and I'm seeing it a little bit more and more, which kind of sucks, is a little bit more pay to play.
Yeah.
So, like I saw it on the newest Yakuza game, Infinite Wealth,
Hmm.
like a Dragon Infinite Wealth. You to get new game plus mode, you have to buy their deluxe and higher edition of the game. If you buy the base game, it does not come with new game plus,
That's crazy.
which is kind of weird.
Yeah, that's
And
that's
so you
weird.
instead of spending $70 for the game, where you can get the main game, you can play everything no problem. But if you want to do new game plus and take advantage of all that, you have to buy the higher end editions, which are $90 and up. So I don't like that. I've heard some things that people are going to start doing it more and more. I really hope not, because I mean, obviously they put a ton of time and effort in these games,
Yeah.
and even the increase from 60 to 70. isn't a big deal to me.
Mhm.
I think they're definitely worth $70 for a lot of the games that come out there
Yeah.
that are these high production values that take hundreds of people, years of time and blood, sweat, and tears to make them. Perfect, no problem. But being able to like the charge for New Game Plus, and I mean the stuff that's been happening forever is
Mhm.
like paying for all these skins and all these add-ons and all this stuff. Like, I can't remember what game it was, but I saw it the other day that they had like an add-on pack for a game that was $45,000.
40 45. That's a lot of I would
45,000,
know.
four
I would
five zero zero zero.
there's a
I
lot
can't
of
remember
things
what
I would
game it was.
that I would much rather spend my money on than that, like
Yeah. I mean, they're just going for that whale that's just
oh, yeah.
some super rich person that just plays video games and
Yeah.
doesn't care.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Let's see.
I didn't even
I'm
know
gonna
that
look it up right
was,
here.
I'm curious now, I'm gonna look for actually, I might have saw something about that. I'm thinking about it, but I just don't remember what it was, but
Star Citizen.
yeah. Okay, yeah, I did see something about
Okay.
that, I think on
Yeah.
Facebook or IGN or something, I don't remember.
Uh, yeah, it's like every single thing and add-on and DLC that they've ever created in this pack. It's just $45,000.
There's no way that there's just no way I couldn't justify spending
No.
35,000. There's just no way, like, obviously, people are gonna do it, but I just
Oh,
there's no
absolutely. I
way
mean,
that
there's people out there. They wouldn't make it if not one or two people are gonna buy it.
yeah.
But I mean, 45 grand, that's a really nice car.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's like I mean, it's just wild to think about that. But yeah, I saw that and I was like, oh, that's just ridiculous. And I mean, I get, like games like Fortnite, right? Like,
Yeah.
not the biggest fan of the game. It's a free game,
Yep.
but that Epic Games and Fortnite bring in billions of dollars every year on that game.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a free game
Yeah.
because they're charging for skins and they're charging for extra packs. And oh, you can buy a Mr. Beast skin now. You can buy this type of skin. So, I mean, that's how they're making their money.
Oh, yeah.
And good for them. Like, cool. It's a free game and you can buy stuff to add on.
Oh, yeah.
Not a problem. But then when you're paying 60, $70 for a game, but then you got to buy all these skins, like that was the reason like Diablo 4 got so much hate when it came out last
Mhm.
summer, was all the different skins and stuff and all the different add-ons that they charge for. Like it's a $70 game and they're charging 10, 20 plus bucks to add these different skins and these different mounts and all this stuff.
Mhm.
So it's not like it's a new thing. Obviously, you've got games like World of Warcraft that have been doing it for a while and other stuff like that. But I mean, it's getting to a point like, okay, it's getting a little much. Like, I
Yeah.
get it. You got to make money on the game. Cool. But if you're charging full price for a game, I don't believe you should be doing that. Besides, like DLCs, I think
Mhm.
DLCs can be worth it
Yeah.
if they're done right. And I think DLCs have really come a long way
Oh,
even the
yeah.
last few years, where
100%.
they are worth it. I was not a DLC person 5, 10 years ago,
Yeah.
but now I've gotten more into it. Like, I still think one of my favorite DLCs was Bloodborne, the old
Mhm.
Hunters DLC. It is a phenomenal DLC. Like that added probably out of like my top 5 boss fights, 2 or 3 are from that DLC
Mhm.
in that game.
Yeah, no
So games like that did a phenomenal job. Obviously, Elden Ring and the Erd Tree is coming out this year. That's going to be an amazing DLC. So there's stuff like that that is worth it,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, it's just what DLCs these days, it's just they put so much thought and
as it
work
should
into
be.
it that it's yeah, which it should because 'cause you're paying money basically to pay to play more game, but it's you're
Of
paying
course.
playing, not paying. I can't want to say paying. Keep on mixing up paying play. You're playing almost like a brand new game with the DLC. You're getting new levels. You get a decent amount of hours with the DLCs these days, and it's actually worth it. Yeah, for a bunch. But yeah, no, back in the day, DLC could be garbage. You paid for
Oh, yeah. I
greatest.
wasn't a big fan
Yeah,
of them.
but these
Like,
days,
I just think of, like, what was the big ones back? Like, the Fallout DLCs, like,
yeah,
I felt like
Fallout,
they added nothing to the game.
yeah. So and then some like obviously I know I already mentioned God of War they brought out some new DLC, but it's free if you own the game, which is
Yeah.
really cool. So,
which is awesome.
which is awesome. And they could have, I'm sure they could have charged for it if they wanted to, but the fact they're like, "Hey,
Easy.
here's some free DLC for you to play." I'm like, "Awesome. I got
Cool.
more game to play once I'm done with
Yeah.
the main story." So, yeah, and I'm sure it'll be great. So, yeah, but yeah, DLC, it's come a long ways.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, there are games like you said, there are games that are doing free DLCs,
Mhm.
like God of War Ragnarok did with Valhalla. You also had the I can't remember the name of it, but the Resident Evil 4 remake. They did the DLC
Mhm.
as well. So you do have a lot of these developers now. The names that are putting out these free DLCs definitely have some money and some
Yeah,
capital.
yeah,
You
they
got
can.
like Capcom and Sony Santa Monica. Like, I mean, you've got some pretty big hitters that are doing it, but I don't mind paying for something that's worth it, that gives me an extra experience in a world or a game that I really enjoyed and
Mhm.
really adds into what was great about the actual gameplay itself.
Mhm.
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Um, it's all the extra fluff that
Yeah.
people pay for. Like, I get it, but it's all the extra fluff of the different skins and different cosmetic stuff that just doesn't
Mhm.
make sense to me. But they got to make their money somehow. And there's people out there that love that stuff. Great. If it helps the developers make more money to be able to invest into making better games, then I'm 100% down for it.
Yeah.
But kind of like tying your hand and saying, like, oh, here's some of it, but to get the most experience, you need to buy this.
Yeah. If you
I'm not a huge fan of
Yeah,
it.
if you really, really wanna enjoy this game, you need to buy
Yeah.
this.
And especially if you're paying 70, $80 for a game.
Yeah.
That's just that's a little too much of an ask for me.
Yeah.
But that's the old school gamer in me. That's the gamer that went and bought a PS1 game at Walmart and all the game was on those discs.
Yeah.
So there's a difference.
Yeah, no, I'm the same way. I would say, like, as far as, things that I love, it's basically gonna be the exact same. I just love how games have become basically an interactive movie. It's like you're
Yeah.
watching a movie, but it's interactive and it's just amazing storytelling with these amazing characters, that you develop, bonds with, and it's incredible how far gaming's come as far as story and gameplay, and that's why games cost more. It's just there's a lot more to a video game than there was back in the day, and I'm
Oh
completely
yeah.
okay with it. I'm 100% okay with it. I'm all about supporting developers, all these people that put all this time into these games because
Yeah.
it's worth it. But yeah, no, it's just I think yeah, I'm not gonna go much on it just because we're kind of on it. Yeah, the whole game live service thing, just it's just not my thing. There's nothing wrong with it, as to a degree, but it's just when I get a game, I really don't want to have to pay more to
Yeah.
be able to play more. Like if it's really good DLC, I'm cool with a good DLC, but just to buy
Absolutely.
skins and different things
Yeah.
that I'm eventually gonna get bored with. And I'm just like
It
for
adds nothing.
it
You
adds
look
nothing.
at it you're like,
Yeah,
cool, I have a Mr. Beast head on my guy,
yeah,
and then it dies in 5 seconds, and
yeah. It's
you're
it's like one of those like it would suck if I had to buy all the different skins on Spider-Man because I switch
yeah.
out my skins constantly because I'll do one, I'm like,
Oh
oh, I'm
yeah.
bored with it. I'm gonna go to the other one. And like if I had to constantly purchase, I would be broke because it's
And
just
that's exactly, and I think that's the great thing about Spider-Man 2 was there was not one transactional thing in there with real
mhm,
money. It was all you got these skins and these costumes and their variants by beating the game.
yep,
That's it. Beat the entire game, 100% it, and you get every single skin unlocked. And
yep,
yeah, I swapped between probably over half of them throughout my
yeah,
gameplay. And it was a lot of fun. Like, I really
yeah,
liked it, but that was also a game and a character I really liked. So I get that with like people who really like Fortnite and some of these other games. And I mean, it's you don't pay for the game, so it's fine.
yeah,
Um, which okay, but and I get that, like swapping out skins, it looks cool, brings you joy, great.
mhm,
Um, in a game like a Fortnite, yeah, I mean that's how they make their money.
yeah,
It's just the charging 70, $80 for a game and then charging more for that just kind of puts a sour taste in my mouth.
yeah, yeah. No, same. Yeah, I tried getting into Fortnite. I really did. Well, I don't know if I tried that hard. I tried for
I
like
played
10
2
minutes.
rounds and hated every second of it
Yeah,
and never played
I
it
was
again.
like, this is dumb. Like, there's no, I don't know what the point is. I know we
Yeah,
did play PUBG for a while, but I enjoyed PUBG way more than Fortnite. PUBG was more simple. It wasn't
it was.
a
I
fluff.
really liked PUBG.
Yeah,
PUBG was
PUBG
a lot of fun.
is a lot of fun. Yeah, you don't have all all the fluff and all the whatever that Fortnite does. I don't care about. It's just you go in, you start out with a weapon, you try to not die, you try to get better weapons throughout, and that's basically it. And you have to
Yeah.
strategize pretty well. I know Fortnite there is that aspect too, but it's just a lot more stuff that I don't care about. That's basically what it comes down to. Um, and also it's just I think with Fortnite, there's a bunch of kids playing, and that just annoys me. Nothing against it. It's just I don't want to play with a
Yeah.
bunch of kids that are just going to be spamming and being annoying the entire time. Sorry if you're a kid gamer that listens to this, but it's true.
Yeah, just don't be annoying. But I
It's
mean, it
gonna
was
be
the same
annoying.
way. Like
Yeah,
we complain about Fortnites and all those, but I mean, even when we were playing Call of Duty back in the day, it was the same crap. I
yeah,
mean, you had kids screaming and yelling and cursing, and a little 12-year-old saying your mom jokes, and I mean, it was the same stuff. It's just a, a game I don't enjoy as much.
yep. So
But and then kind of going into like the live service stuff, like we were talking about, like for me, like the live service thing, obviously it pans out well for a lot of studios, but for me, it's kind of it's almost like a dying trend. I mean, how many live service games have you seen released in the last 3 years that their servers are already gone?
yeah,
Like Avengers was a big one. They
Avengers.
closed theirs recently. Babylon's Fall didn't even last a year. I mean, you've got all these games that come in and just do not do well, and they're
Mhm,
trying to capitalize on like the Destiny money and people like that. And
mhm,
I mean, it doesn't work. And I'm not a huge live service fan. Like I actually enjoyed the Avengers game
mhm,
as a core game. I didn't play the live servicey online stuff. As a core game, it was fine. But the live service stuff for me, it's just you're playing hours, tens, hundreds of hours into these games.
mhm,
And you're just hoping to get this one unlockable, this one armor, this one weapon, this one power, whatever. And you could put tens and tens of hundreds of hours into the game
yeah,
to get that. But you're raiding and you're playing the same maps and the same raids and the
mhm,
same thing over and over and over again just to be able to either find this drop or save up enough to purchase a different armor upgrade or whatever.
mhm,
And for me, like for video games, I love the progression.
yeah,
I love the development. I love the progression. Even if it's not a crazy storyline, I love the development of the game of like, okay, I'm further awesome. I found this new power now. Oh, this new power can unlock ABC. Oh, I can now do this when I'm fighting. Like stuff like that. Like that's what really grips me into a game is the expectation or like the anticipation of the next thing I'm
mhm.
going to unlock.
Oh yeah,
The next thing in the story, the next gameplay thing, whatever it is. And for me with a live service game, yeah, it's got that kind of same bite to it, but, I mean, I've seen people put hundreds of hours
oh yeah,
into doing the same raid to get a piece of legendary armor or whatever, like
yeah,
in Destiny.
yeah,
And for me, it's just not my thing. If that's your thing, awesome. Like,
awesome.
I'm
Yeah,
glad you found your game. Just for me, it's I could be playing so many other games and having more fun experiences, in my opinion, with
mhm,
other games than just playing the same live service game over and over and over and over and over again, like, just hoping to get one extra thing.
yeah. But
But
I think it also it like and you kind of mentioned it. It just it comes down to I just think that was just the era of how we grew up. Like we
yeah,
didn't have
it
live
is.
service. That just wasn't a thing when we were growing up. Really, it wasn't. It just wasn't like you bought a game for the story and the progression of it and everything. That's just kind of how things
Yeah,
were. It wasn't you get a game and then you just go and purchase all these extra things. It's just once you when you had the game, you had the game. There's nothing else to it. That was
exactly.
it. And that's just kind of how we grew up on it now, with the the newer generation of gamers, younger, that's what they grew up with was live service. That's their thing. So that's
Yeah.
just to them, that's their bread and butter. Our bread and butter is a good story progression.
Mhm.
Not saying for all gamers, like, but obviously it. But I feel like for the most part though, with just younger gaming and the newer generation coming up, like live service gaming, that's their bread and butter. That's what they grew up
Yeah.
on. and they just don't really do as much story-based gaming like we do, because I feel like the big games that like have these huge stories, you're seeing more people around our age playing those games and not necessarily the younger crowd. Like they are playing it, but I don't think I think it's going to be people more around our age that grew up around that time where story based gaming was kind of the thing to do. Is just like you got this game and you played it because you wanted the story, the progression of the characters and all that. So I think that's just kind of it, which there's nothing wrong with it. It's just that's just where we are.
Yeah, it's different eras of gamers. Like, and I know like there are obviously the younger generation is the one who's playing more of the Fortnites and
Mhm.
stuff like that. I remember a couple months ago I was at a house for one of my customers, and their son was there, and he was playing his PS5, and I was like, "Oh, what are you playing?" And I look over on his monitor, and he's 12 or 13, and he's playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
I can respect.
And I was like, "Oh, that's an amazing game. Like I love that game." And he also plays Call of Duty and does that type of stuff too, but like him and his friend were just like so invested in that game.
That's
And we're
awesome.
playing this game and doing everything with it. And I was like, "That's really cool." Like I didn't know, people your age or in your, demographic really liked those type of games. And he's like, "Oh yeah, this is a phenomenal game. I love it." And they were having a great time with it. So it was really cool to see like
Mhm.
games and styles that we enjoy.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, the younger generation does enjoy a lot of those too.
yeah,
So I think it obviously the Fortnites and the Call of Duties and all that do speak more with those now because they've definitely progressed for their tastes of games.
hmm
They've also figured out who's going to spend the most stupid money, which obviously is kids.
yeah,
So that's where all those transactions kind of come into play. But I mean, yeah, it's a progression of game, but
mm.
we still have the games, and I think, and we've talked about indie games a ton on this channel
Oh
too.
yeah,
But that's why I love indie games because it does harken back
yep,
to that old school era of games, story,
mhm,
progression, just
yep,
simpler, nothing crazy graphics, great gameplay, great progression. Just they make a phenomenal game, and
yeah,
I found myself later on enjoying more and more indie games now because they're cheaper, they're 20-30 bucks, but they are just you can feel the labor of love that these developers put into them,
oh
and
yeah,
you can tell the inspiration and the passion they got from it, of the era of games that us as two guys in their early 30s enjoyed.
yep,
And I really like that, and those have been phenomenal. But uh, speaking of live service, I did want to bring up one other thing. This
yeah,
week there is a live service game coming out that we're everyone's pretty hesitant on.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Is
yeah. Suicide Squad kills the
Yeah,
Justice League.
Suicide? Yep, I
What
was
do
yeah, I actually have it pulled up on my, on one of my
oh
browsers.
yeah?
Kinda look, I was like, "Oh, yeah, that's
Ugh,
good." It's
I
about
want I wanna like this game so
me
bad.
too.
Like, I think, and for what I've seen, the story is gonna be phenomenal.
Mhm,
I think the story is gonna be great. I love the graphics in the story. The fact that it's the last appearance of Kevin Conroy as Batman.
mhm,
Like, you can't beat that. The little snippets I've seen of the story and all that look awesome. I don't know about the gameplay. They just went so live service with it, and you have the Suicide Squad,
mhm.
who is just this crazy,
Yeah,
eccentric,
amazing group of
r yeah,
characters.
ragtag group of just over the top characters, right? And they made them all kind of play the same.
Mhm,
Like, you have, Shark, you have, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, and I was watching gameplay. I've watched some gameplay when it was announced, and then Rocksteady's done a few YouTube videos about like the behind the scenes. And I've watched the gameplay on it, and it's just they all look like they play very similar. Now, some
mhm,
of them have different, combo moves or parries or whatever it may be. I get that, but as a core, like you would think, like Captain Boomerang would have a way different move set than what Harley Quinn would.
mhm.
Like the boomerang throwing versus like the big sledgehammer that you
Yeah,
imagine with Harley Quinn.
mhm,
And you're not seeing that. It's just all a bunch of like super high jumping and just bullet hell. And
yeah,
it doesn't for me like, and I get everyone's anticipate or expectations with Rocksteady, right? Like
yeah,
they they revolutionized that fighting fluid combat. I
yeah,
mean, Spider-Man
100%.
wouldn't be Spider-Man without the Batman Arkham games. Like they did a phenomenal job. And I know a lot of people wanted this game to be like that, but they departed so far from it
Hmm.
that I hope it's good. I hope it's just like what we've seen of the game
Yeah.
just doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
Um, I I would love for it to be good because I've been hyped for this game for
Yeah.
years, but once I saw the first gameplay, I mean, we watched the first gameplay together and we had the same
Oh yeah. I was
impression.
like, yeah. Whenever I first started hearing about this game, I was super excited about it. I was like, holy crap, we get a Suicide Squad game. That's going to be amazing. And then it started out looking great, but then the more and more we saw, I was like, oh, this is not
Yeah.
what I was expecting. So we'll see. Time will tell. I know the gaming community will make it known whether they like it or not. So we'll find out. Only time will tell. We'll just have to wait a few more days, and we'll see. So I hope it's good. I want it to be good, um, but I'm gonna wait for people to play the game, kind of see what the reactions are, and if people like it, I'll go ahead and get it. If not, I'll just wait for it to drop in price. And I'm assuming if the
Yeah.
game doesn't hit like it, and it's kind of a flop, I'm sure the price will drop on it pretty quick. So we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. I already saw something that had already dropped, what, 30% in the UK
Yeah.
before
Oh
launch.
yeah. 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 So
So, I
yeah,
mean,
it
well,
might
no,
drop.
it
I
might.
might already get it. I might get a cheap game even when it comes out. Here, who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, who knows? But I mean, it's the same thing with like Gotham Knights too. I mean, you were super hyped for that
Yeah,
game,
I was
and
super hyped, and
that
then I
one went
played
to
it, and I
Scott
was
for
like,
like 2 weeks.
"Oh," I was like, "Yeah, this is not what I want. This is not
I do want to play that one again because it doesn't look that bad.
yeah."
Like I do want to just play it, but that's on my list too at some point.
Hmm.
It definitely wasn't, the a $70 banger like everyone
Yeah.
is expecting, but 20-30 bucks on a Steam sale
Fun.
or something,
Oh yeah. Well,
it'd be fun.
speaking of just Rocksteady and stuff, one thing I am excited about. I don't know if you saw it. I sent it to you a few days ago, but I saw like the original like OG people from Rocksteady are gonna start their
Yes,
own company, so I'm pretty excited about that. So I'm
that could
hoping
be
with
cool.
them starting up their own thing will get more games of what made Rocksteady amazing. Maybe some
Mhm.
more Batman like games that we all loved. So we'll see what happens. So I'm actually, when I saw that, I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. I'm pretty excited about that. We might, because I'm sure they can come up with some solid games. So we'll see. Only time will tell. I'm
Hey,
sure
we'll
it'll
never
still
know.
be a while before we get something, but um, Rocksteady made some amazing games, so they know how.
Absolutely.
Like they know how to do it. So
Yeah.
we'll see.
I I I just hope it turns out good, but we'll
Hmm.
see. We'll see on February 2nd. That's all
Yeah.
we can tell. But
Oh, and
man, what you got?
oh no, I was gonna say really quick. I just another thing. Like I'm not looking because I know it's almost about an hour. We got like 2 minutes, and then we'll be at an hour.
Oh,
But
we're good.
cozy games. I forgot that's another thing that's kind of I feel like been been increasing. People love their cozy games.
My wife is addicted to cozy games, and like she loves games like cozy games like that, but also like task based
Mm.
games. So like she's beaten all the Overcooked games, moving out games all by herself. She just beat Dave the Diver, and she literally before we started the podcast just started Dredge, which is another like task based kind
Mm.
of chill vibe type of game. But yeah, those are great. Like, I mean, a lot of the games that we play, like, I'll start playing, my blood pressure will go through the
Oh
roof,
yeah,
and I can feel
Overcooked.
my heart like, oh, shooting through. Even Overcooked, like, I play with 4 people, and I'm stressed out playing Overcooked,
Oh
but
yeah,
that's a cozy game to her. So
yeah.
it's like, it's
Yeah,
weird.
we've all played together, and then, like 10 minutes in, we're all like about to have a heart attack. Everyone's like
Oh,
yelling at each other.
screaming,
Yeah, but I guess
screaming.
it's just like a real kitchen. Everyone's just yelling at each
Oh,
other. So
yeah.
I guess it's
Yeah,
realistic.
pretty much.
That's what you consider cozy, then I guess. Yeah, yeah. You're just
Yeah.
yelling at the other person. What are you doing? Like you go Gordon Ramsay on them.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it gets pretty intense
Yeah, I'm pretty
when
sure
you
my
play.
blood rate, like my blood pressure is going up right now. Just
My blood
I
pressure.
can't even speak anymore. I'm just that.
It's already raising, that's
It's
why.
already raising, so yeah, I'm already losing it.
Uh, yeah, I think there's something like the cozy game has definitely shot up in the last few years too. I think COVID really pushed them
Yeah.
over the edge, but there is something about those type of games. Um, they've been around for a while. I think they just hit more mainstream.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's always these like task-based style games,
Yep.
and everyone's got their own definition of a
Yeah.
cozy game.
Obviously,
But I
Animal
know a lot of them are
Crossing
like
being
the
one of the biggest ones.
which one?
Animal Crossing as a
Animal Crossing was huge, but I
yeah.
think of a lot of ones like you think way back, like when Facebook had video games,
Oh, yeah,
like
yeah.
Farmville.
Yeah, Farmville. Oh, yeah, I forgot
Like,
about
that's a
Farmville.
lot of what, like, cozy games are, is
Yeah,
like that style, like, I'm gonna plant some crops, I'm gonna set up this little establishment, whatever, you can play 10, 15
yeah.
minutes and
Harvest
put it away till tomorrow.
yeah, Harvest Moon, that was
Mhm.
cozy game back in the day before I guess
Absolutely.
cozy game was a thing. Yeah, yeah, your Harvest Moon. I remember playing Harvest Moon a little back in the day on I
Oh,
think it was
yeah?
like the
I mean,
GameCube.
that's yeah, they had one on the N64.
Yep.
It's been around a while.
Mhm.
But, I mean, they've been around a while, it's just now it's you can get them in, like, portable versions, like
Mhm.
on a Steam Deck and on a Switch, where you can just sit in bed or even, like, before that, like, on your phone or
Yep.
something, and you can just sit in bed and kinda play one 10,
Yep.
15 minutes.
Yeah, and
My
Disney
wife does it
and
all the time.
yep. Yeah, no, they're great. It's smart. It's something easy to
Yeah.
play. It's chill. It's relaxing. Yeah, something you can just do like right before you go to bed when you wake up, maybe to kind of just start the day to get your brain going. And it's just yeah, no, they're fun. Um,
Yeah.
it's just yeah, they're banking on it too. Like it's crazy how big
Oh, yeah.
cozy games have gotten. Like Disney, they have their own cozy game where you go and you got to build up the world of Disney. The more you do, the more characters you unlock, and the more like worlds you unlock to different, all the Disney different worlds from the movies and the parks and whatnot. Yeah, it's all unlock the more stuff you do. So yeah, it's
That's Dreamlight Valley, right?
yeah, that yeah, yep. So I know my wife wants to get that game. It's free on Xbox, but I
Oh,
still
see, there you go.
so there you go. Yeah, there you go. Just get Game Pass and you can play for free. You don't even have to pay for it.
Yeah, why not?
Actually,
It's there, so
yep. Actually, just unsubscribed from my Game Pass. So
Oh, yeah?
I was like, I'm done with it. I'm just gonna
Yeah,
play
I did
PlayStation.
that a while ago.
Yeah, I should have done it a while ago, but I officially finally did it. So
There you go.
nah, there we go. But I don't know. I can't think of anything else besides that was it. Yeah, cozy game. It just popped in my head. It's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna throw that out there right quick. Cozy
Yeah,
game.
why not? Yeah, I mean, that's a huge trend, and I think that has a great place in the gaming space.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it brings in so many people that don't play video games
hmm
and just gives them something that's just easy to access.
Yep. So now it's about that time where I think we ended and we can go to our cozy beds and play
That's it.
non cozy comfy games.
Heck yeah. What are you playing after this?
God of War.
God of
Definitely.
War? Yeah,
Yeah.
same.
That's a comfy game. Yeah, that's comfy.
Oh, yeah, yeah, I mean, it's cozy to somebody. I mean, I'm gonna grab a little bit of dinner, sit down, and, play God of War for the rest of the night, so
Yeah. And
I think you probably have the same plan.
oh yeah, 100% got the same plan. It's gonna be great.
Love
Just go hacking, slashing people, doing the really cool finishers, where you just chop their heads off or rip their body in half. Just fun things like
Oh,
that.
cozy. So
Oh
cozy.
yeah, cozy. It's that's the way to go. That's my
Awesome.
cozy gaming.
Hey, I'm down with it, but anyways, to be cozy, I think we're gonna go play some games, so
hmm
thank y'all so much for listening. Until next time, peace out and game on.
Peace out.